What's up, Leafs Nation? We're back with another game preview, and we finally made it. Game number 1 of the 2024-2025 season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They head out to Montreal tonight to take on the Canadiens in Montreal. In this game preview, we're going to be digging into the lineups, some of the news that we found out this morning, as well as our best bet that we'll be tracking and recapping in the Leafs Nation After Dark. So, let's start off here. Obviously, we've discussed in the Leafs Morning Take shows with Rosie and Nick talking about it with Rosie again this morning, the lineups. Top to bottom, forwards 1 through 12, our defense, coaching staff, all of that. We'll dig into it. But the one big thing that we found out ahead of today's game, this morning, Elliot Friedman tweeting out the fact that Dennis Hildeby from the Toronto Marlies will be traveling with the team. At that time, we didn't know much more information other than that. We just knew Dennis Hildeby would be traveling with the team. My first thought, I think as well as a lot of other people, was that the Leafs were going to do what they did to close out the season last year. Carry 3 goalies. Your one guy gets sent off to the next city because he got a back-to-back tomorrow in New Jersey. Stolarz, fly out to New Jersey. We'll take Woll and we'll take Hildeby with us here. Woll will play. Hildeby's just in case. Stolarz, you get an extra night's rest. You're ready to go for tomorrow's game. You don't have to worry about the travel and getting in late and all that kind of stuff. You're there and you're ready to go. But then it kind of got a little bit weirder. I started talking to some other people and it was like, okay, well, where does the cap space come from? Where does the roster spot come from? How is this going to work? Are we sending somebody down to the Marlies? Are we putting someone on the IR? It just felt like this was not going to be a realistic situation. So now you're just kind of sitting and waiting for, is it Stolarz who's hurt? Is it Woll who's hurt? Is somebody sick? Please tell me somebody's sick and not hurt. And then, unfortunately, the news comes out. Joseph Woll is dealing with lower body tightness, will not be playing in the season opener tonight against Montreal Canadiens. It will be Anthony Stolarz who gets the tap. Unfortunate news to find out. You haven't even played one single game yet, and Joseph Woll is injured. He played the first half of the first game against the Ottawa Senators, and then we didn't see him for the rest of the preseason, and it kind of left us wondering, what's wrong with this guy? Is there an injury? And then he plays the entire final Game 6 of the preseason against the Red Wings, kind of making us think nothing's wrong. He faced minimal action. He looked good in the action that he did face. It was kind of like, okay, well, he seems to be ready to go for Game 1. He seems to be healthy, and I don't think there's much concern because if they're going to play him for a full 60, he's got to be healthy. No? Like, there can't be something wrong with this guy. And lo and behold, there is. Joseph Woll will not play tonight. Anthony Stolarz goes. Dennis Hill to be called up on emergency basis and will back Anthony Stolarz in the season opener tonight. It's unfortunate news, but nothing you can do about it now. You have to react to what you have. You have to deal with what's on deck, and that is the cards that we've been handed for Game 1. I'm not really concerned about it as far as what the price is in the game, the money line, the total, whatever. This is not something that really concerns me. I don't think Stolarz is that much of a drop-off from Woll. I think when you're going to consider their actual level of play, we're probably around somewhere around even or equal here. I think that the reason that Joseph Woll would get the nudge to be the number 1 is age. He's younger. They committed to him a couple of years ago when they signed him to that extension, kind of betting on him being the number 1 goaltender. Not much concern there for me. Anthony Stolarz, he goes. Don't think that this is a drop-off. This is not one of those Samsonov, Woll, Murray, where one guy could be way better or way worse than the other guy. I feel like it's pretty even across the board. Now, let's get to the rest of the lineup and what we're going to see out of these guys here. So, first and foremost, the lineup. No surprise, no real shocking anything here, changes, nothing. We're going to have Matthew Knies on the left wing with Austin Matthews at center, Mitch Marner at right wing. Then you're going to go to the second line, Max Domi, John Tavares at center, and William Nylander. The only reason I want to point that one out is because it's funny. William Nylander at center. Oh no, we're going to give this a try. It's going to be 20 games, not 2, not 5, not 10. It's going to be the 20. We'll give him a long leash. We'll give him some runway. And Game 1 of the regular season, William Nylander is playing right wing. Surprise, surprise. Like, we all saw this coming. It doesn't matter if it's Sheldon Keefe. It doesn't matter if it's Craig Berube. This stuff works like clockwork. William Nylander back at right wing. I think this line's going to be fine. Between Domi and Nylander, I'm excited to watch this and see how it develops into the second year of them being on this team together. see the chemistry, because we all know Max Domi is the type of guy who's going to be pass, 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 and William Nylander is the type of guy to be shoot, 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 and that's the way we want it. Go and read William Nylander's Twitter bio. In there, William Nylander, give me the puck. Perfect. Give him the puck. You got a guy who's going to give you the puck. JT can do some of that gross, dirty work in the corners and be a guy who gets down there and battles and gets the puck to the other guys. Then you go to your third line. New look, third line. Max Pacioretty signs the PTO, will be making his debut for the Toronto Maple Leafs in a regular season capacity. And what cooler way to do it than in the Bell Center against the Montreal Canadiens, a team he was formerly the captain of. He's going to be left wing on a line with Pontus Holmberg at center and Nick Robertson at right wing. Nick Robertson makes the team out of camp for the first time in his career. Kudos to him. He played incredible in the preseason. He demanded this through his play. Obviously, kind of gave the coaching staff no other option. He has to be in the lineup on opening night, and that is fair to him. I'm interested to see if he's able to carry over this play, keep things going, just based on how we've seen him in the past and his struggles to stay in the lineup. Is this a new season? Is this a new Nick Robertson? I'm excited to see. But kudos to him. He makes it for the first time. As for the fourth line, Steven Lorentz is going to be there. New to the team here as well. Signs out of off of his PTO out of camp. David Kampf at center. And then Ryan Reeves on right wing. That one should surprise nobody based on the stuff that happened in preseason with Arbor Jacki, Pare, the gong show that ensued. I feel like that was a no-brainer for Berube to have Ryan Reeves in this lineup. And make no mistake, I think Steven Lorentz will be a physical presence in this game as well. So that is your lineup. As for the defense, there's no real changes for anything we thought. Morgan Rielly, Chris Tanev, first pair. Ekman Larson, Jake McCabe. That one's a little bit interesting. I feel like that one might not last that long. I did like Benoit and McCabe together. And then the reason I say it might not last that long is because of the third pair that I am not really in love with. Simone Benoit and Connor Timmins. I don't know how well those two are going to hold up in a 60-minute NHL game in a regular season versus a preseason. I trust Benoit with McCabe and a veteran presence. I would trust Timmins a little bit more with a veteran presence. I don't know how much I trust them with each other. We'll find out here in tonight's game. So that's kind of how we break out the lineup. The goaltenders we touched on. No real surprises on power play or anything like that. It's exactly as we've seen. But it is now time to get to our best bet for tonight's game. The first one of the season. Let's win some money here. And our best bet is brought to you by Bet365, proud partner of the Leafs Nation After Dark and the Leafs Nation pregame show. You can open an account with Bet365 today, bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code TLN bonus. That's TLN BONUS to sign up today. It does help us out, but make sure to check that out. Bet365. All right, let's get to it here. As for what we've got for tonight's best bet, we're going to head on over to Bet365. One thing I love about Bet365 is how easy it is to navigate the screen, the amount of markets that are offered to you. If you guys have been following along with me over the last while and you've been watching these game previews that we do and hearing me talk about stuff in the post game, or on the morning take show when I give best bets there as well, I like to throw a little bit of darts. Like, I like to have fun with these things. What are ways to approach the game that maybe some people aren't quite looking at? What is the way to do it where you could have a prediction and find another way to see that prediction come true with some juicier odds, with a different way to win some money and capitalize on these opportunities? That's how I want to do it. And Bet365 is the perfect place for that. I'm not going to lie. I mean, yes, we are sponsored by Bet365 here on this program, but I genuinely do love this app, using this and finding all these markets. I bet a lot. I bet myself very frequently on most games on every single night. And Bet365 is in the Rolodex of sportsbooks that you're using. It should be one of the number ones for when it comes to props and player markets. Make sure to sign up there. But we're going to head on over to tonight's Leafs-Habs game. We are going to go to the player props section, which you can find at the top tab there in this game. We're going to scroll down to the player assists, and we're going to find Max Domi over 0.5 assists plus 210. That is going to be tonight's best bet. Now, for the purpose of tracking for this season, how many units, what the record is, my record is probably not going to be great. I'm going to tell you that right now. We may have a losing record at the end of the year, but the goal is not the record. The goal is to win money. How many units are we going to be up? So for this season, we're going to track as a $100 unit size. That is how much, if I say full unit, that's $100 on the bet. We'll gauge from there the confidence level, what the odds are, and how we want to be playing these. So a full unit would be $100. For this bet, we're going to go with $50. A half unit bet at plus 210 profits you $105. $50 profits $105. That is tonight's best bet. For anybody out there, we're going to go a half unit on it. Max Domi to record an assist plus 210. The reasoning behind this, for those curious, I'm going to go and just kind of look at it from a few different perspectives. Yes, it's going to be priced in that he's on the power play. Yes, it's priced in that he's playing with John Tavares and William Nylander. The thing that I think is being miscounted for, not really kind of priced in and accurately represented in this line, is the fact that Craig Berube has seemed to have a little bit more of a trigger finger on switching the guys when it comes to the power play. Who's out there for how long is more so what I mean. In the preseason, we would see the first unit go out there, have minimal success, not generate a lot of opportunities. Berube would switch them. The second unit would get 45, 50 seconds. This plus 210 was a number that we were seeing last year on Max Domi, who was also playing on the second power play, also playing on a first line with Matthews, also playing on a second line with Nylander at different points in time. So we're going to see that same number, but I don't think it's accurately representing the kind of opportunities he's going to get on the power play here in more ice time. So at plus 210, that's where I want to look. I also do think John Tavares is going to be a little bit hungry. Contract year, has the C taken away. He's obviously having negotiations and extension talks with the Leafs at this point in time, but he's got to show it on the ice that he's still a performer. He's a guy who's going to be in the mix. I think he's going to be generating opportunities. Max Domi's on the wing. William Nylander, fresh off a contract year, fresh off one of the best seasons we've seen from a right winger on this team in a long time. Came just shy of 100 points. He's going to be hungry. We see him step up in big moments. Max Domi also played for the Montreal Canadiens. A little bit of that element of, revenge game. You traded me. You didn't want me. I'm going to show you what you missed out on. So that is my best bet for tonight. As for the game preview, I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, subscribe. The other thing I'm interested in is go in the comments, tell me what your best bet is. What do you like? Why do you like it? Do you agree or disagree with my best bet? And what's your prediction for tonight's game? That's going to do it for today's game preview. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support, but we will see you all after tonight's game right here on this channel for the Leafs Nation After Dark. Myself, Jay Rosehill, recapping Game 1 of the 2024-2025 season between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. Go Leafs, go. For more content just like this, including game previews, post-game live shows, Leafs Morning Take Monday through Friday with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill with special guests, as well as instant reaction videos. Make sure to be subscribed here to the Leafs Nation YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss anything, and drop a like.